Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Airport CEO Strategy and Tactics, Episode 9. So, in our last episode, we got our medium stand up and running quite successfully, I might add. We also drummed up enough money to start researching both food tech and a Jet A1 gas. I think the Jet A1 is still researching, but we have our food ready. I also have a full boat of flights all set and ready for us, assigned per my previously stated strategy and done off camera to prevent boring you guys. So we've got all of that ready and raring to go for us now. I do think our runways need a little bit of love right now. So they shall get a little bit of love. We've been neglecting them a little bit, and they've held out long enough for us, but I think we'll be good now. Now, food. We've built our food place, we've kitted it out, we've defined it, we've filled it, but now it's time to sign a contract. We actually have to sign a contract with a third-party food service place / restaurant, and invite them in. Now, what the terms of the contract and what type of business we're looking to accommodate here and what we think we can get away with is a whole other deal here. So let's take a look at what we've got. Sign a contract. So here are the different businesses that are wanting to take up shop here. Now, the first things first, you can sort them by stars. The stars, the more stars a contract has, the more lucrative it is. However, the sharper and harsher the requirements are for it. For example, Ziggy's Italian Kitchen doesn't want to move in because they want 210 square meters, and we're only offering 161. Still, we're offering a pretty big space, but not big enough for them. So 3 stars are kind of off our radar here, which is actually kind of by design, because we are not going to be drumming up enough traffic to keep them happy and have enough customers in there. Now down here, Crane's Burgers, they only need 40 square feet. And pay 120 per hour. The Hilltop Cafe pays only 78. So what I usually like to do is, and then we've got the 2-star one here, which we do have a large enough place for their likings, and they do pay significantly more. But the one thing you want to keep an eye on is that sales for bonus. This one requires 2,950 sales, whereas the Crane's Burgers, actually they kind of come slightly closer, but still more doable. And then Hilltop Cafe's 1,550 here. The sales for bonus basically ensures, basically is meant to ensure that you don't overstep your bounds in terms of being able to keep the business keep them profitable. The problem is, and this is a sort of an exploit here, is as long as you fit the bare minimum contracts, the amount of money these places will pay you, even if not a single customer shows up, is way too high. So here, we're not here to exploit this. I'm here to only put in food businesses that we legitimately think are going to be able to fulfill their requirements for. And I think we can hit Crane's Burgers 1,850 sales for bonus here. They're giving us 7 days to do it too. So we'll start with them. Once this contract is complete, then we can migrate that to a 2-star contract once we have even more people flowing through this terminal. So Crane's here we go. So what's going to happen now is that we're going to start getting some food service vendors. They're going to start making their way to our airport and need to go through security and start working here. And then when we start having people waiting in here, if they get peckish, they can pop over here for a little bit of a snack. But for now, let's fast forward. See, they're already there, manning the counters. Nobody to sell to just yet, but we'll be good to go soon. It is 4 a.m. And our weary travelers will be arriving en masse. Yeah, here comes the bus dumps. I will be having a stratagem for keeping a handle on some of these. Really? You're going to go that way? Maybe I need to rethink this double wide road. And that was probably my Jet A1 gas being ready. We are going to need a little bit more in the way of cash before we can get that online, but it will be worth it. I'll try and build it as soon as we have the money for it. And our first flight of the day. Well, first flight of the day. And yeah, when people come in, once they've gone through security, and they are pretty much idle, they've got a good hour or two to kill, depending on the turnaround time and the time of their arrival. That, you know what, they'll take a seat and then they're like, I'm kind of hungry, and then they'll get up and grab themselves a bite to eat. And we get a little cut for each one of those sales, and that also starts racking up the sales towards our completion bonus here. And of course, they can get up and start making us money going to the bathroom too. An interesting thing to note, and I tested this, people departing flights, while they will stop and hit up the bathroom, they will not hit up your shops or food stalls. So don't try to cater to them. They're going to walk right past, hit the bathrooms if necessary, but otherwise head home from there. Oh, this, by the way, is the last flight of our medium our small contract. So we should get a good chunk of change once this flight departs. And actually, I want to keep a close eye on it to see if it actually gives us more than 10K. We know that completing a cheap contract will give us 10K, but I have not closely studied the completion bonus of our of a small contract. And they are off to the races. Yes, we do get the pushback bonus. And of course, we're going to get that $3,000 takeoff bonus. But what I'm interested in is the completion bonus. 18. Whoa! That was more than 10,000, even accounting for the hourly balance that ticked through. So yeah, small contracts are lucrative. And now that we have 70K in the bank here, we can get started with our stuff here. So with our Jet A1, I think we finished that, right? Yes, we did. Okay. So what we want to do is I want to put the Jet A1 fuel tanks up here. Now, unlike with avgas, well, here. We're going to put a little nub right here. Unlike with avgas. So we, really early in the game, got this avgas up and running, and the fuel truck came down, sucked out 10% of it to carry it for its own supply, and has been doling it out this whole time. They have not come back yet for a refill. That's how little avgas is used. To contrast, we're going to burn through a lot more Jet A1 fuel, so actually having fuel tanks will make a lot of sense for them. But here, let's get this out here, like so. And, oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. So, when we filled up here, we got that fuel from Nature Fuel, and they were pretty much the only offering in town. But now that we've grown bigger, we will have fuel contracts from bigger providers, meaning we want to tear up our Nature Fuel contract, because when we ultimately fill up our Jet A1 fuel tank here, we want that to come from a, well, more economical provider. So yeah, we'll go here. I did one too many here. And then I want to actually put forth the maximum number of fuel tanks that we can get away with here, which I believe would be here, 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 and here. Yeah, 4 is what you can do. I don't want to put it, well, you can't, yeah, you can only do 4. It kind of caps you on that. And while I'm at it, let's make sure we securify this area. Okay, and yeah, let's get, I know we need the contract and all that good stuff, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for, now these take a lot more people per, and we got our first shiny. You can really see the paint jobs a lot better on the larger aircraft here. I think this is, what is this, the Swift Air? Swiffer? Skylink. Why did I think Swift? Yeah, that's Swiftly. Ooh, 113 people getting on this beast. That's a spicy meatball right there. Yeah, we're gonna need to up our game for people management once we start adding in another medium stand. Which, if you are a betting person, you could probably guess where that's gonna go. But we're going to need a little bit more internal infrastructure to handle that properly. But for right now, we're going to get the our gas things. Oh yeah, we also want to buy economy procurement. We want to buy a fuel truck, a Jet A1 fuel truck. Nothing. They won't be able to do anything just yet, but they. It's good to have them on hand once these all get built. Yeah, these take forever to build. Come on, guys. I guess I can dismiss them because yeah, there's no more. Oh, will you stop whining at me about that? I know I need filled up fuel depot. And yeah, you want to wait for all the tanks to finish. There we go. So now this thing can handle a total of 36,000 liters of gas, and we're going to need every bit of drop of that. So let's go revisit our contracts, and this time we're going to be sorting by fuel suppliers. So now we've got ourselves, you know, the small contract, the nature fuel is what we were stuck with before, but now we've got more options. We've got our two medium providers and our large ones. Now, you might be tempted to go right for the large, because they have the cheapest prices, per liter here. The problem is they deliver 800,000 liters per delivery that you gotta pay for. Whereas our medium guys only deliver 400,000, which is a lot closer to what we want. So I'm willing to go for a little bit less wasted fuel here. So, yeah, let's go for Avi fuel. I mean, there's really no difference between them and Zip fuel. They carry the same prices and carry the same, amount. At least I believe so. But I've already signed with them. So now Avi Fuel is our airport's fuel provider, and they will be the one that gets to fill up this giant empty tank here. And with that, once they show up, there we go. They are going to start filling that up, and now that this has fuel, our tanker is going to go in there, and now that our tanker is going to go in there... Oh, will you stop that? Now, there. You happy? See, now that we have our tanker all filled up, now we can enable the Jet A1. And yeah, now they filled this up, and they're filling each of the individual tanks up. This thing takes a while to fuel. But the price is worth it, the cost of admission, that is. Because once you see one of these medium flights pull in and they are hungry, or rather thirsty for fuel, yeah, we're going to get some beaucoup bucks out of that. All right, so we've got ourselves a full thing of gas here. They even topped it off from our other thing. Now we do sell Jet A1 to the little guys here, and yeah, it's a little bit, just a little bit. How much was that fuel sale? Let's take a look. Probably nothing too impressive. Let's see. Aviation fuel, so $2.98. Well, actually not that bad. I mean, compare that to a $800 landing fee, a $298, essentially $300 refueling. Not too shabby, but that's not what we're looking for right now. Although it does add up, you know, I'm not going to begrudge refilling the little guys. That's not, the little guys are not why I built this. This is why I waited to get a medium stand going before I dove into Jet A1 fuel, because investing in Jet A1 fuel just for the little planes, not quite worth it. The little planes plus the bigger planes, oh yeah. All right, let's speed things up. We're already back up over 100K. Let's see if we can hit 150 without bothering with another loan, so that we can get our get going with another medium stand here. That is my hope. And yes, okay, good. We got one more medium flight. Oh, and it's a thirsty one. Now let's take a look at this beast right here. So we're linking up here. And now before, yeah, look at it, 48, 57, 50. We are pumping out copious amounts of fuel into this thing and charging for them for every single drop. I mean, this truck by itself is rapidly emptying itself. And even that was not that big of a fill-up. By all measures here. Let's take a look at our fuel income for that beast. $1,600 from a modest medium aircraft fuel refilling. A modest one. I've seen a lot bigger out of them. I've seen a lot thirstier ones. That, my friend, is why you invest all that money in there, because that will add up, especially once we do our price pivot. I think you probably might have an idea of what the pivot is, but I'll save that for the formal reveal once we're ready for that. But yeah, this little truck will be quite busy, but it can handle everybody in this area. You don't need an extra truck for that. Okay, well, let's see after these last round of planes depart and we get contract completion bonuses in place, if we'll have enough cash to. I never disabled that for employees. Whoops. Oh well. Because I saw an employee slip through there. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to take that route. You know what? I think we're going to make it. I think we will make it with the contract completion bonus here. Yep, there's the 150. Let's get that in place, and using the cash from the contract completion bonus, we'll build everything else. So, medium stand here, like so. Although I do have a lot more infrastructure to build up here, because whenever I'm doing large planes, I am going to want to stick to the rule of having the 5-wide concrete taxiway. Even though that's not strictly required by the game, it still makes a lot more sense. So this is going to take a little bit of chunk of change off of us. So yeah, maybe I'll do a little bit of debt spending so we're not caught with our pants down. It's a little cheesy, but so is not being able to just take out, borrow $25,000 in a loan. So yeah, check-in desks, we need 2 more, because we're adding 2 more to our mixture here. And same deal goes with here. 1, 2. We'll have another security checkpoint, like so. So that completes that section. And then here, I'm just taking this. Yeah, so this appears down over here, which means we need to bulldoze this place here, because that's going to be in the way. And we're going to need our boarding desk, let's say right about here-ish. We're also going to need a few more seats. We'll do one right here. We'll squeeze one over here. This will be sort of the mob area. Yeah, that's the mob area. That's the mob area. You know what? We're just going to get some extra boarding desk goodness over here. That should do it pretty well. Have I forgotten anything else? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, hiring our contractors. Yeah, this is enough to warrant it. Yeah, I debt spent a little bit, so shoot me. I'm not pulling another freaking loan. And besides, we're going to make a whole chunk of that back once we get our contract bonuses going in and what have you. See, there's our contract bonus. We're going to get another chunk of change there. So yeah, only minor debt spending. But still worth every bit of it. Okay, let's see. Yes, okay. So we've got our another stand up and running here. Let's see. Let's do a little comparison, shall we? Let's see how our airport can handle it before we do any kind of personnel traffic management. This might get a little messy, but it is in the name of science. Oh, hang on, I gotta connect our taxiway here. We gotta connect our boarding desk here. And of course, how could we forget? We've got to get ourselves a rename here, and yet another rename for one of my loyal Patreons here. This would be Shona Bellamy. So thank you for your contributions, Shona. You are our next medium stand, and if you want to learn more about how you can get your name in the game, go ahead and check out my Patreon link below. It is not too late for this series, and as long as you keep subscribed, I will keep putting your names in future games as appropriate. So we've got our commercial set up here. Let's fix that pushback point so it's not quite so taxiway. Oh yeah, I gotta. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's not make the mistake we made before. Let's get a few more airport staff. I'd say about 3 more for them. We'll get more security here. 1, 2, 3, 4 for our new security station. And we'll get, you know what? We'll get another trio of ramp agents. We're going to be using ramp agents a lot more often, later on once we get into baggage. But for now, yeah. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll let this progress just a little bit here. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I will cut oh God, the contractors. The contractors, I'm pretty sure that's not up to OSHA standards, guys. Limit, I think the fire marshal might have something to do about that room's occupancy. Anyway, so in our next episode, we're going to be getting our double-barreled medium stands running here. Let's pause before it becomes too late. See how our airport can handle that traffic, and maybe get into, well, wrangling some of that traffic. So if you like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.